Hey everyone, how are you? It's been a couple of weeks since we caught up. The last update was me sharing kind of how those second opinions went at Dana-Farber, Brigham Women's, and then at MSK. It's been a couple of weeks. In terms of a check-in on how I'm doing physically, so from a chemo standpoint, we took out one of the key chemo meds that I would get, oxaliplatin. And when we did, I think there was all these side effects that the other two chemo meds I got, I didn't experience as fully because the oxaliplatin was so powerful, and I kind of got that side effect first. So my stomach has been put through the paces over the last couple of weeks as a result of that. So that's kind of newer and just part of the chemo process, but that's been a bit challenging. I wanted to talk about a couple of things that I've been experiencing over the last 2 weeks. First of all, going for a second opinion was overall a decent experience. I was really nervous. I think I shared in the video, but I was nervous that they might come back to me and be like, you've got 2 months to live or some crazy thing. So I was worried about the news I got, like, would I get bad news? But really, both second opinions kind of reaffirmed the treatment plan that I've been on, and very much supported the doctors and the oncologist and surgeon that I've had, and they agree with the treatment that I've gotten to date. So in essence, I've done everything I could, and that they would have done too to date. So that feels good. The other thing is, it's been challenging though, because, there's still this feeling that the surgeon brought up. There's this point that the surgeon brought up, which is, if I don't do the surgery, his fear is that I could die from this. So that is what I'm dealing with over the last couple of weeks mentally. Like, if I reject the surgery, am I signing some death warrant on my behalf? Like, does this mean that I don't survive? So I have to say, the week between the second opinions and Christmas, I spent that week spending a lot of time thinking about, could this be my last trip to my in-laws? Could this be my last Christmas? Could this be, you guys remember me calling or doing one of these videos after I watched The Family Stone. And so that's been in my mind. So I think that's part of it. But I really did spend last week like, wow, this might be the last time I'm doing this, and this might be the last time I'm doing that. And after a few days of doing that, there were some benefits to it. Number one, just being present in the moment and looking out my car window on the drive from Connecticut to New Jersey, just to see, what's going on the side of the road, things you just don't even think about or look at. It made me more aware of things that are around me. So that I thought was really good. But it was also very emotional, because I just kept thinking, what if I'm not around? What if? This surgery just doesn't feel right to me. But I think part of what I'm making myself aware of is that the side effects of this surgery, as I've shared before, could be the 2 different bags. It could be leakage of some kind. Like, there's a bunch of hard to imagine but scary situations that could happen. And, I think at core, part of what I'm afraid of is, growing up, like, being a perfectionist, the way I look and kind of like my body and all of that. I think that's been something that, like most women in this world, and not just in the US, but in the world, worry about all these silly little things when we're so hard on ourselves. There is a little part of me that's like afraid of just the brutality of this surgery and what my body is going to be like afterwards. So I was kind of just aware of the perfectionism of the self, and just like, oh, the body's not as perfect. And um, that's part of it. But I also very much, I think, like anything, sometimes your brain has to go to like the worst place to kind of settle back in the middle. And I do that ping-pongy extreme thing where it's like I go all the way to the worst case scenario and then back to best case, and then eventually settle somewhere in the middle. And I think so last week I had those emotional moments of feeling, oh, this could be the last, but it also helped me to be really present in the moment with everything that was going on. And we had just the most beautiful holiday with our immediate family, and then with my in-laws, and there's no drama, and there was nothing I needed to fight. And that was really comforting. I didn't have to tell my story over and over, and I could just be. We also had our super close friends from college come over, and it was nice to see them after a couple of months. I mean, in truth, I think it is in my natural wheelhouse, like when I'm in pain, to go into solitude. I think that's part of like what I learned growing up. And I also realized last week that I really do need to be with people in person. And my extroverted side, even though I've become much more introverted in nature, that extroverted side also needs to be fed. And so over the last couple weeks, realizing that I don't want to play out of fear. Like, I don't want to choose the surgery out of fear. I want to choose the surgery because it's the right thing to do, if it is the right thing to do, or not choose the surgery, again, not out of fear. And I think the last couple weeks, it's like you have to go through some of these things to even get to your learning lesson. And I think really appreciating the day-to-day moments are really big. 2 days ago, and I don't believe there's ever any coincidences, I saw there's a company, I think it's a Korean company, who had created a cure for colon cancer in some way where they can reverse, instead of the cells can heal themselves. And there's some way that they've like found out to do that. Now, am I eligible for that? I don't know, but that's amazing. So if that can happen, why couldn't I actually get healed without doing the surgery? So feeling a bit better about that. But I want to share with you guys the lesson I'm learning right now is really to honor the moments. None of us know, do we live an hour, 5 days, 5 weeks, 5 years, 60 years? How many more summers do we have? How much more time with our family do we have? Just prioritizing that and making sure you hold your boundaries, but have fun with those you love, because we just don't know what the future brings. So in this year, 2025, where I turn 50, I'm really proud of how I've handled things to date. Caring about the world outside of me, caring about the people that the doctors and nurses that care for me, doing the channel to share with all of you what's going on, doing the talk with my dad so that as a historian I can track that, but also I just love spending time with my dad, and isn't that beautiful? I look back on 2024, and this reoccurrence was very scary, and the surgery not working was terrifying. Fracturing my jaw, scary as well. But what happened this year is I have found my voice again. What matters to me is important. and I'm allowed to share that. I don't have to say the thing everybody needs to hear. I can say my truth. And that's really important. So where are you right now in your life not able to express your truth? I know in the coaching work that I get to do, that I'm privileged to do this fall, one of the big themes I saw over and over was people finding their voice, myself included, finding their voice to share their point of view. So where are you right now unable to share your point of view, and what is holding you back? This might be an interesting thing to explore. And what could you do in 2025 to make strides or steps towards actually sharing your voice, sharing your point of view, because we need to hear it. There's only one of each of us out there. And that person was created by God, the universe, whatever deity you honor or worship. And we're divinely selected to be here, I believe. And our role on this planet is sacred and beautiful. And you're entitled to use your voice, and who you are is special. And the world needs to hear it. So where you're holding yourself back, consider where you can pull the guards out for 2025 and let things roll for you. That's what I'm going to try to do in 2025. I miss so many of you. I know I haven't gotten to see so many this past fall, but excited to see many of you in 2025. And wishing you all a very happy holidays and very much a happy new year. Let's make 2025 the best ever. All right, everyone. Be well now. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.